Hello, sunshine. Happy Monday, everyone. If you are watching this live, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. I have been getting a lot of questions lately about setup, background, how I constructed this whole image that you see here. And I figured it was probably in due time for us to go over your setup virtually once again. I have definitely learned some things since the last time I made a video on this. So let's talk about it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I will definitely see those and try to answer them live as we're going. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is your audio. Actually, why your audio? Your audio is the most important thing. So when you're setting up your frame to be able to go live, if your audio isn't working, if you sound not great, then it's just you've kind of defeated the purpose. So you definitely want to make sure you have some sort of an external camera when you are speaking, presenting on Zoom, on a Facebook Live, getting interviewed, you name it, whatever you're doing, you need an external camera. Now, that could be as easy as a set of AirPods. It could be a plugged in headset. It could be a full USB mic like you see here. It could be a lapel mic. There are price ranges from like $10, right, for the corded ones, all the way up to something like this with the boom arm and whatnot. Could set you back 100, 200 bucks. But that is the number one thing is audio when you are presenting. So I want to make sure we touch on that first. But what about your background? Now, if you actually have ever been in a call with me, you will know I am not a fan of virtual backgrounds. Not at all. I think that you can do better. I just do. I understand their place and I understand their value. But if you are doing this consistently, if you're doing it professionally, then it is important for you to set up a space that you can be live in and actually use a real background. So what have I done here? This is a peel and stick wallpaper. Everybody's always asking me about this blue wall. Did you paint your wall? How do you have this blue wall? It is a peel and stick wallpaper I got from Lowe's. It was very easy to install. You can get a variety of different colors. You can get it on Amazon. You can get all sorts of them. Probably spend a little bit more money on this. I'm thrifty. I like to get a good bargain, but I would say spend a little bit more on this. So when you do remove it, especially if you're in an apartment or something, it actually does not leave any marks, any residues. Now, why I like doing this over painting your wall, I totally think you can paint your wall. That's great. What I like about this though is this texture. I don't know how much you guys can see. Maybe I get out of this frame a little bit. Do you see how it's got a little bit of a texture going on here? This just gives it a little bit more of a dynamic view. Now, you do not want to do some crazy pattern that can mess with your camera. It can just be distracting. Keep it simple, but have a little bit of fun with it. So that's the first thing. Get yourself a nice setup. Now, this also does not have to be a huge, fully wallpapered room. Not even close, right? Like this is literally just a corner. You can see the window here. Let's see if I can see. So here's the window. Ooh, look how wide I am. But you can see I didn't do all the way in. You don't have to do that. You just need enough space, but make sure you do enough that it goes all the way up. So that no matter what framing you are in, whether you are standing or sitting, it will be covered. Now, after you've gotten something nice behind you, you want to minimize what is in frame with you. And when I say minimize, I mean less is more. And if all else fails, just remove it all. You are better off having nothing at all in frame with you than anything at all. I like my little flowers. I like a little bit of contrast when I'm doing something like this. However, when I'm hosting an event or if I am giving a speech, presenting information, I probably don't have any of this, right? If I am standing, it is completely blank. There is absolutely nothing behind me. And that is key because what you are saying and what you are trying to get across is more important than letting those audience be like, oh, what are those little lights in the background? Oh, is that a real orchid or a fake orchid? It's fake. It is totally fake. It's totally fake. And I absolutely 110% recommend fake flowers. Now, if you saw some of my earlier videos, you saw the pink flowers. Those were real. Those were real roses that the man, Gerald, bought me for Valentine's Day. And they were absolutely stunning. And it's great to change it up. But my old school roses or orchids right here, those are just fine. Those are perfect. So when you are presenting, just keep it minimal. Keep it basic. The final thing you really, really want to consider when setting up your space is your lighting. Now, I already showed you guys, if you guys are new to the stream, hi everybody, feel free to put in a chat what your questions are about setting up your space for virtual presenting. This is what we're talking about, and I'll be happy to answer them while we are on air. If you are watching this on the replay, of course, still put in your questions, and I'll be happy to try to answer those for you guys as well. Back to lighting. So lighting is the next thing we got to think about. After we've minimized the background, after we've made sure we have a microphone, you want to get good lighting. Sunlight, I've said this before, it looks good on everybody. I don't care who you are. Sunlight is super flattering. So if you have a window, open it up and brighten it up. I guess I will rotate again. I'm sitting, you can't even see it so bright, right? I'm sitting next to this window and it's actually a cloudy day today. But that sun is still coming in to brighten me up. Now, of course, you got to figure this out when it's nighttime. But if you have a window, you could sit in front of it or directly in front of it. Just don't let it black you out or not white you out, really, right? Like, don't let it wash you out is the word I'm going for. And make sure that you've got some on each side of you. Now, in addition, I do have 2 LED panel bi-color lights. They are from Neewer. I can put them in the link once this live stream is done. I got them on Amazon. They were not inexpensive. When I purchased them, I think they were $180 for the pair. So yeah, that's pricey. You can get a smaller ring light. You can get smaller panel LED lights. You can get like the big ring lights. You can even use a lamp in your home. Don't think you have to spend an arm and a leg. Please don't think that. If you get daylight bulbs, not your normal bulb, not just an LED bulb, but a daylight bulb, that will help brighten you up. And you want to get that in front of your face. If all you have is a daylight bulb with a normal lamp, put it behind your camera, right behind the camera, and take that shade off, brighten yourself up. You can put them below. You can also get into things like backlighting. I have the window here. I have one of my LED bi-color lights all the way on white. It's actually quite a bit above me and angled slightly down. So it's hitting this back wall quite nicely, but it's not hitting my face directly. And then I have the second light right next to me here. I suppose I could show you guys what these look like. I'm not going to turn it that way, but it's like this big. It's got barn doors, right? I have it to the side of me to help brighten and give a little bit more depth. So if you are going all in on this, getting a couple of lights and messing around with it, right? At nighttime, it's going to be a little bit of a different positioning for me. Or if I'm standing, it's going to be a little bit of a different positioning as well. I'm actually looking at getting some more backlighting because these little guys, they're fun and they're cute, but they're not cutting it for me. And I don't know if you've watched it or anything. I thoroughly enjoy testing and innovating and constantly messing. Hence this new little sign here, right? You guys like that? That's a graphic that I thought was pretty cool. In StreamYard, shout out to StreamYard for creating this awesome platform for me to live stream to you all simultaneously on. You check them out. There's a free version that's totally awesome. Let's see, what else for your setup? Oh, if you are sitting, it is more natural to think your hands can go off frame when you're presenting. If you are standing and giving a speech, I don't want to see your hands going off frame egregiously. They could do a little bit, but overall, you want to try to make sure you're framing and you're practicing your framing so that you know where you can go. And that's going to adjust depending on if you're sitting or you're standing. I think that's really the basics. Get yourself a great mic. Minimize your background. Take everything out. Less is more. Peel and stick wallpaper is a fan-freaking-tastic way to go. If you want help on colors, I can help you out with that. If you have questions on that, you definitely want to add a little dynamic to it. And then stay tuned this week because I am going to do a whole week this week. We're going to do live shows every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m.-ish, because you know how great I am at them. We're trying to be on time. But I've got 3 guests coming on. We're going to talk about hosting one day. We're going to talk about what we've learned, maybe some contest stuff. And we're also going to talk about virtual engagement. Tomorrow, I think we will talk about makeup and hair and clothing for the camera. Now, guys, if you are watching this, please still tune in tomorrow because I have a very important tip for you as well when it comes to makeup. Don't be scared. It's going to be super helpful for you. Again, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer those if you guys have any things coming up that you want to know about, or if you need some one-on-one time, let me know. I will be happy to help you out and maybe help you figure out what is the best color for you and what we can work with in your space. Keep in mind, you do not need a big full office. You literally just need a corner, people. This is just a corner in one of our rooms in this house. I thank you all for watching. I hope this was useful information for you. If you are presenting virtually, let me know. Let me know what your setup looks like. Pop a photo down there. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow when we're going to talk about hair, makeup, and clothing for the camera. Thank you all. I hope you have a beautiful day today. And again, don't forget to put your questions in there and let me know if you guys need any additional help.